Hello. I thought I would take everyone on a little tour to show how our potager garden has progressed since we're pretty much at our peak here on September 4th. So you'll recall in the spring we used the dead ash trees on our property to create these raised beds so we could move our field garden from another area of our property that wasn't getting enough sun. And each of these 6 beds is about 33 feet long and about 4.5 feet wide, which gives us enough produce and flowers to run our small business and to provide food for ourselves. So we still don't have a permanent fence up. This is just our temporary fence that we had to put up to keep out the deer and other animals from the garden. It's worked pretty good. So the garden has a mix of vegetables, herbs, and flowers, both perennial and annual, that I like to use for cuttings to make bouquets. We also planted marigolds, as you can see, because they are really good at keeping pests down. These are potatoes. There's some purple ones and some other varieties. We haven't harvested those yet because we planted them quite late by the time we got our garden done. We've got 3 varieties of kale that I've been harvesting all summer and putting some in the freezer, drying some, using some in salads, and of course feeding the chickens. They love kale. I've got my favorite statues down here to add interest. There's some banana peppers, looking beautiful, getting ready for harvest, turning red. More potatoes. We've got gorgeous salvia that's in its prime right now. I love this for cuttings. It goes really, the color is really pretty with all the other jewel colored flowers we have blooming this time of year, like the zinnias, which are right there. We have a number of tomato trees. I call them tomato forests. They're not really trees, we just staked them up. This is a mix of cherry tomatoes and some other, I'm not sure what the variety is. They kind of produce a pink tomato. There's my spring flowers. These are Japanese iris. They're sprinkled throughout the garden but not in bloom right now. There's some beets getting ready for harvest. More salvia. More tomatoes. The butterflies just love the salvia, especially these little white butterflies. The dahlias are in their prime right now. This yellow variety, it's a dinner plate variety, has made some blooms as big as my head. And this purple variety is one of my favorites for cut bouquets. Got some beans, and over here we have more banana peppers, another tomato forest. We staked these tomatoes up, and these are 6-foot stakes, so you can see these plants are really high, like they're at least a foot over the stakes, but it makes it really easy to harvest. I've done some planters in the middle just with begonias and some creeping jenny. This is celosia, another variety of flower that's beautiful for cutting. Some purple kale, some turtle's head, which is a nice perennial that I like for cutting. We've got beans that we're just harvesting now. In here we've got beautiful shepherd peppers. I'm not sure if you can get a good look at them, but they're just coming ripe, and there's lots of them, and they're gorgeous. They turn red. Oh, here we have eggplants. I have had so much fun watching these grow. They're just really fun. It's amazing that the weight of them, that the stems can hold them up. I love using them in soups and stews and roasting them. My sunflowers. This is the first time I've ever had sunflowers. And they've just come out. They're looking very cheery. More zinnias. Parsley. I love parsley. I've got lots of it dried and frozen for the winter. Sedum, an annual that I like to use in cut flower bouquets. My snapdragons, which are really pretty, nice old-fashioned flowers. They look really pretty with the zinnias. My poor old zucchini served us well through July, but it's kind of fizzled out now and just being used as chicken food. Some more tomato trees, some beautiful Swiss chard. I got these plants from a neighbor in Greensville and they've turned out beautiful. Some basil. Oh, and these garlic chives, I don't actually harvest these as an herb because the bees love the flowers. So the honeybees that we keep come over here and just love getting nectar from these flowers. And I also use them as cut flower bouquets, but you can always see bees on them this time of year. Some more peppers. These are yellow eggplants. They're supposed to be rare. Tim is still wondering if they're going to turn out yellow, but I think they are. They're a Sicilian eggplant. We planted a lot of yellow tomatoes this year, and I really like them because they're low acid and they're really sweet. Some more purple kale. Lots of peppers. I love these perennial hibiscus. These were planted by the previous owner here and they've been moved about 3 times, and I'm just surprised at how well they keep doing, and they're just so beautiful in the backdrop with all the greenery behind them. And we have some jalapeno peppers here. And last but not least, another tomato forest with the yellow tomatoes. My favorite, I've been eating toasted tomato sandwiches for breakfast, lunch, and sometimes dinner. And that's it for the tour. I hope you enjoyed it.